Electrical experimenters of the 1600s and 1700s believed that electricity was some kind of fluid. That led some to believe that electricity could be accumulated and stored in a bottle. In 1745 and 1746, Ewald von Kleist and Peter van Musschenbroek succeeded in doing that. They used jars filled with water or alcohol, a nail or metal rod extended into the jar. They held the jars in one hand while charging them. If they touched the rod with the other hand while holding the jar, they got a shock. Jars like these were sold as curiosities by Musschenbroek and his associates. One of his associates named them Leyden Jars after Leyden, Netherlands, where Musschenbroek was a professor. Later experimenters realized that the hand holding the jar is part of the storage mechanism. Covering the outside of the jar with metal made it possible to store the charge without holding the jar. In addition, the liquid and the jar shape is not necessary. Electric charge can be stored by separating two sheets of metal by a sheet of insulating material. Later, such a device came to be called a condenser, and today it is called a capacitor. You can make a capacitor using a sheet of plastic cut from a trash bag and 2 sheets of aluminum foil. Cut a sheet of plastic that is about 3 times the width of your aluminum foil plus 6 inches. It should be about an inch wider than the length of the strips of aluminum foil that you want to use. The capacitor needs to be constructed on a wooden or plastic table. Position 1 strip of foil an inch from the end of the plastic and extending past the edge of the plastic by about an inch. Fold the plastic to cover the foil with the fold an inch from the edge of the foil. Position the remaining strip of foil on top of the plastic and the first strip of foil. Leave about an inch extending past the opposite side of the plastic from the first piece of foil. Fold the plastic over the second strip of foil. You should now have 2 strips of foil, one on top of the other, with the plastic between them. There is also a layer of plastic under the bottom foil and a layer on top of the top foil. The opposite ends of the foil strips are exposed so that the 2 strips of foil don't touch each other. To charge the capacitor, you will need to rub a plastic object with cloth. After rubbing the object with cloth, touch the object to one end of the aluminum foil. A short length of small plastic pipe is used here. Move or turn the object to transfer as much charge to the foil as possible. Repeat that several times. You can verify that you have charged the capacitor by touching the exposed ends of the foil. Touch 1 strip of foil with 1 finger while touching the other strip of foil with the other hand. You should feel a shock. The shock is stored charge discharging through your body. Electrons flow from 1 strip of foil to the other to equalize the distribution of electrons in the 2 strips. Here is a demonstration of discharging the capacitor through an LED. The LED flashes for an instant as the capacitor discharges. It should be possible to store electrical charge this way for some time. However, the capacitor will discharge through the air. Storage time will be longer when the air is dry, when the humidity is low. Thank you for watching. Please visit wiscimuseum.org.